Starkey with the Huntley Historical Society, and Pam is our videographer. And would you state your name and your address, please?
Hennig, Coin Station Road.
Okay, and where were you born?
Sun City. Hopefully.
Your family owned a farm that is now part of Sun City, or?
No, my grandfather did.
Your grandfather did.
Yeah.
So your family goes back to when? Do you know how far back the family goes?
Well, my grandparents come over from Germany, and they shared a trunk with another family over on Barry Hill Road.
Oh, okay. And they both settled here. Both families.
Yeah.
And it's about approximately how far back is that? 18 or 19, or do you have a clue?
Right about 1900, yeah.
Right about 1900.
Yeah.
And they came from Germany and they settled in this area.
Yeah.
Because it offered them an opportunity.
Right.
To have a better life, or?
Yeah.
Is that how it happened?
I wasn't there, but I guess so.
Well, apparently you're here, so.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, then growing up on a farm, how many children were in the family? In your family?
Three.
Three.
Three. In my
so
immediate family.
what was it like as a young person? You had to help on the farm. So, like in the morning, what happened in the morning, like on a Monday morning?
You got up 5 o'clock to milk cows. Then you with no electricity, no running water.
Wow.
You had to pump the water.
Right.
And then for the animals, we had an engine. You could start that up, and then pump the water into a big tank, and the cows could run and drink. And when it was real cold, you had to carry the water into the barn because cows couldn't come out to the water tank. So.
That's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, you better believe it.
So when did electricity come to your?
1940.
1940.
Yeah.
That made a big change in your life.
Yeah.
How did it affect you?
How old were you at that time? Do you remember? Like when did you graduate high school, or?
I graduated high school in 1946.
Okay. So right before high school, or junior high probably.
Yeah, I was about 7th grade. Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
So that meant there was a big change. You did away with the lanterns, made life a little easier.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So you had a generator, or how?
They didn't have generators in those days.
No.
And now we got generators.
Right. They had a wire. Yeah. That was big. That was really big for America to have all that electricity coming in.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you did that morning chores of milking the cows, but then you had to go to school.
Yeah, we had to walk about a mile.
You went to the school on Main Street, did you?
No, I went to a country school. My neighbor down the road, that was the borderline in the school district. They went to town on the bus. I had to walk a mile up to the country school.
Oh, okay. Out in the country.
Yeah.
There was a country school. You're part of District 300 at that time. That's why, that borderline, that's what you're talking about. Kids that live on that farm now would go to Hampshire for school.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
It was the Trumbull School. And the Trumbull farm is still there on Barry Hill Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dividing line for the school district right there.
Okay, so was it a one-room school?
One-room school.
It's no longer in existence, I imagine, or is it?
It's gone. Mr. McCabe from Huntley.
Yeah.
She was our first, second, and third grade teacher.
Oh.
Then we had Mrs. Lenz from Elgin. Was our fourth grade teacher, and she was the best teacher I ever had. She taught me a lot of stuff.
Really?
And then after that we had Mrs. Reed, and she ended up marrying Mr. Brill.
Okay.
And he ended up buying that farm up the road from me, and I bought it from him. And the gal that lives in the house now is Tammy Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
super person. And the grandfather gave her that house. But when we bought the farm, she got the house and 1 acre, and thinking it's all going to be subdivided very shortly, never happened. So we're in the process right now of getting the house taken off. We get problems.
Okay, so once you were finished with school, you had to walk a mile back to, and what was the rest of the day like for you?
You get back and you did chores, you fed the chickens and whatever you had to feed, and no cows. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're ready for bed, believe me.
Kids really didn't get a lot of homework back then, right? Because you had to do work when you got home.
That's right. Yeah,
So teachers were not allowed to just give homework, right?
That's right.
You had to learn it in school, or you just didn't learn it.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so the farm was, I don't know if I asked this before, but you had a vegetable garden. You had, what other animals besides the dairy cows did you have on your farm?
We had sheep and chickens and ducks. When I was about 7 or 8, I raised tame ducks. Those were big ducks. That was my only income for the year. And my older brother raised the mallard ducks. That was his income for the year.
What do you mean by income? You mean you're spending money?
Yeah, we butchered them and sold them because there was pheasants and rabbits and geese and ducks all over, and the hunters would come out in the winter hunting season, and they would buy these poultry from us.
Oh, okay. So out of all the members of your family, you were the only one that stayed on the farm, that continued farming? What are the other...
Well, one of them, he had a retreat riding service for years with 100 customers. And now he wouldn't have any, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then he went into the milk machine business. And he was the biggest, there's 2 main machines, a surge machine and a deal valve machine. Are you familiar with those?
No.
Well, anyway, he was a deal valve dealer. And he was the biggest dealer in the United States. And now he's not even a dealer. He said, you're all gone.
Yeah.
And I just heard this morning, another one is leaving. Whole Life. Tom Whole Life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He farm on Dundee Road.
Oh, okay.
That's the only dairy farm out that way.
Yeah.
This one's I heard this morning it's going to quit this week.
Oh, okay.
So when you needed equipment, when you needed to buy new clothes, or any other kind of things, what did you do about clothing?
You went to Farley's grocery store. They sold everything, shoes and everything, right here in Main Street.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's,
And
where was that? That was downtown. What building was that in? Remember?
I think there's a tobacco shop or something there now.
Oh, that little spot right
Yeah,
there?
it's nothing very big.
Okay. So it's like a dry goods store?
Well, it was a grocery store. You got everything there.
Oh, okay.
You bought your eggs in, you traded for your groceries.
Oh, you did a lot of trading?
Yeah.
So,
And Mr. Dwyer, he worked for Mr. Farley. And, he was some relation of mine. Mr. Dwyer, his mother, was my grandfather's, their sister and brother. Yeah.
Okay.
And he always called me Leopold. Because some of my heirs were, one of them was Leopold.
I see.
And he thought I was named after him.
I see.
But I said, I'm not Leopold, I'm Lee.
Yeah, different. Now, you had siblings? What are their names?
Jim and Steve.
Okay. And Sue. And then your parents' names?
Was William and Esther.
Okay.
She was on
right.
Sandwall Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim, were you in Huntley very long?
Not that long. No.
How long? 10
12 years.
What?
10 years, 12 years.
Oh, remember Iggy's Tavern?
Yes.
That's my son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one is a machine shop out here on Pricer Road.
so when you were growing up as a young man, And what did you do for recreation? Was there anything in town, or how did you have any fun on the farm? Did you have family picnics?
No.
No?
We did a lot of fishing.
Fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where did you fish? At Eaton Creek or something?
Yeah, well, it runs into Eaton Creek. I don't even. It's
The Kishwaukee?
No,
No?
I got Kishwaukee now.
Oh, okay.
There was a little creek that comes across Countryside Drive. There was a big hole in there. That's where we used to fish.
So, what about your social life as a young man?
Where'd you meet your wife?
Yeah, that's what I
That's later on.
Yeah, where did you meet her?
Blue Moon.
Where?
Oh, Blue Moon?
Blue
In
Moon.
Elgin?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big dance hall in Elgin.
Yeah. Went there every Saturday night.
My parents used to dance there.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I love the dance. Still do.
Oh, okay.
Do they have barn dances out here?
Yeah, they did.
That was
Yeah.
kind of...
Yeah. On Ring Road. That barn out there, the white barn with a rug on it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a new barn. I went to a square dancer.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
And so, you met your wife, and was she also part of a farm family?
No.
Where is she from?
Palatine.
Oh, yeah. So she's a city girl then.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you're right.
Prairie. So then you had children?
Yeah.
How many children did you?
3.
3.
Yeah.
But you said none of them went into farming because your wife didn't like farming.
That's right.
Now, did your wife work or did she stay home and take care of the boys?
No, she worked.
Oh,
she did.
Yeah.
what did she do?
She take shells that was here. You don't take shells.
No, I don't think so.
She what?
Peg Schultz.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was. I sat with her for a while.
I met
But
her, but
anyway,
I don't know her.
She got my wife working with her on 3 different jobs. The first job was outside of town where they made plastic wraps and stuff.
Okay.
And then in the drugstore. She worked in the drugstore for 5 years. Then she went to Dean Foods. So they went out of business.
Yeah. A lot of local women that worked at Dean Foods. I know that. Yeah.
Too many. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So
they're a big employer.
He hired everybody, all his buddies, and went broke. Went down. My son-in-law worked for him too.
Oh, okay.
So, do you have any memories of your family talking about the Depression or World War II? Anything like that? Stories that people passed on?
No, I had an aunt that worked in the fuse plant in town here. Yeah. And she kept, I give them all to Mary Beth Manning, all the pictures from the war.
Yeah.
She got them at the library.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then my one aunt, her boyfriend actually was engaged to him for probably 20 years. And his whole family were in the service. They were from Union, Medingly. And she had pictures of all that. And I give them to Mary.
Yeah. That's nice.
So what about, with anything special you want to share about weather or any other life-changing experiences that you think people would be interested in knowing about? Did you have some really bad storms?
We had a drought in, the 30s. And we had a severe, I don't know if it was a tornado or, we'd had straw stacks in the days. You thrashed the grain and you blew the straw into a stack. Well, this storm picked up that stack and blew right against our house and took our outhouse and went about a mile down in the slough.
Wow.
Yeah.
A pretty terrible storm.
Yeah.
What farmers seem, I've heard the word slough several times from several farmers.
Yeah.
They call that wetland now,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
just a naturally wet area.
That's right. That's the slough.
Because in Huntley here we have a very high water table. That's why we're dairy farmers instead of big grain farmers, because we have rocky soil with a lot of water and the cows love it.
Yeah.
But the plants don't always love it. But
In McHenry County, you can find any kind of land you want to find. 'Cause
yeah,
it's all
right,
here.
right.
I'm fortunate enough to have some of the best.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, lastly, would you like to make a statement about you know, you currently own a farm, but you, as you say, quote, do it for exercise. I heard you say that.
I shouldn't have said that.
Maybe exercise his brain.
That's one thing.
You have to be pretty smart to be a farmer, I know.
So what do you think the future is for farms? You mentioned the fact that their equipment is so powerful that you really don't need taking the jobs away. Something like that.
That's exactly what's happening. Yeah, I have a 6-row corn planter, and that's in my day that was a big planter, because I started out with a 2-row, and then a 4-row. Now I got a 6-row, and I want to quit. It's a 6-row, but now they have 24 to 48 rows. Hey, so, man, but one thing, they got to have a big field. They can't just turn around with that big machine.
Right.
Yeah, that's right, because it takes in a big area. But the new technology, it won't overplant. And when you come in with their big sprayer, it won't overspray. It shuts itself off.
Wow. Amazing.
Don't ask me how it does it, but it does it.
That's very interesting. Well, I really appreciate your sharing your story with us.